Subtract the mixed numbers by finding an LCD. So we have 3 2/5 minus 1 2/3. The common denominator here is going to be 5 times 3, which is 15. So we're going to convert these fraction to 15, so we're going to have to do, let's say, 2/5 times 3 over 3, which is 6/15. So it's going to be 3 6/15. And for the 2/3, they have to be times 5 over 5 to get the 15, because 3 times 5 is 15. So you get 10/15, like that. So it's going to be minus 1 10/15. So we'll subtract the fractions first. 6/15 minus 10/15, that's going to give you negative. Okay, well, here's where it gets a little tricky. You actually have to borrow from this whole number 3 to create a situation where you can subtract here. So what you're going to do is you're going to borrow 15 over 15, and this is going to be 2 21/15 minus 10/15. 1 10/15, I mean. So I had to borrow from this 3, and I had 15 plus 6, which makes 21. So I have 2 21/15, and now I can subtract. So 21 minus 10 is 11, so it's going to be 11/15. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. So your answer is 1 11/15. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a little confusing to me, this method. There's another way to do this also, but if this makes sense, hey, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to turn these into improper fractions. And when you do that, it'll make this a lot easier to figure out. So what I do first is 3 times 5 is 15, and plus 2 is 17. That makes 17/5. And then for the second one, 1 times 3 is 3, and then plus 2 is 5. So it'll be minus 5/3. So we have 17/5 minus 5/3. Now we'll do our common denominator, 17/5 times 3 over 3. Now let's see, 17 times 3, that's 51. So 51/15. And then we'll figure out the second fraction, 5/3 into 15. It's going to be times 5 over 5, which is 25/15. So we're going to have 51/15 minus 25/15. That's 26. So 26/15. So here we have an improper fraction answer, which is perfectly suitable. Or you can convert it to a mixed number. So to convert this into a mixed number, I'm just going to do 15 into 26. 15 goes into 26 one time, because if you had 2, it would be 30, and that's too much. 11's a remainder. So we have 1 11/15 as an answer this way. So that's a second way to do the problem. You can do improper fractions first and then subtract. Either way, you should get 1 11/15 or 26/15. You can leave an improper fraction answer too.